Today is the last day of my trip. I'm heading back to Islamabad tomorrow, inshallah. I asked Instagram pe my followers, what should I eat in Lahore? What's something that's a must-have, जो कि लाजमी try करना चाहिए? And I got a lot of different options. But there were a couple जो कि multiple लोगों ने दी. One of them was Zouk, and I have been to Cafe Zouk many times. Even though I'm in Islamabad, I don't live in Lahore. But जब भी मैं Lahore आई हूँ, especially when I was younger, so I would always go to Cafe Zouk. I ended up going for the second option, which was most recommended, and that was Paolas Cosa Nostra. बहुत लोगों ने मुझे कहा कि ज़रूर जाना, उनका कोई Sunday brunch वाला scene होता है. Unfortunately, brunch के time I was so tired from PSL last night कि मैं brunch के time तो नहीं जा सकती थी. I woke up super late, so I decided to go there for dinner, and here's how that went down.
फाइव चिकन फिक्स तो नहीं है फ्राई
अच्छा ठीक ठीक है
So I actually just sat down to look at the footage that I got last night. Unfortunately, all the restaurants I've been to in Lahore, they were all so noisy कि मैंने footage सबकी transfer की जब तो I found out कि मेरी आवाज़ किसी में भी clearly नहीं आ रही. I have to make do with my phone microphone, and unfortunately I'll have to do a voiceover on top of every single video. Anyway, so coming to the food that I had at Paolas Cosa Nostra. Firstly, my younger brother decided to order a starter because he was super hungry. He ordered some chicken tenders, I think, unke menu pe. I ended up not tasting them because I wanted to keep my stomach relatively empty for my main course. My brother said that chicken tenders were pretty decent, nothing extraordinary about them. For our main course, my younger brother ordered their creamy mushroom spaghetti and he requested for the chicken to be added. I personally never add chicken to my pasta if I can help it, because that's usually a good way to tell if it's a tasty pasta or not, if you can make it taste good without chicken in. However, my younger brother was super hungry. He wanted to add the chicken to it. I ordered the I think it's called escalope fungi. I think I hope I'm not butchering the pronunciation. It was basically pan-seared chicken with mushrooms and gravy and mashed potatoes and garlicky green beans. And oh my god guys, this dish was to die for. I don't think maine bahut arse mein in a long time I've had anything that tasted this different, because anytime I have continental food in Islamabad, it'll usually be loaded with cheese and cream. Two ingredients that I really dislike: processed cheese and processed cream that comes out of a packet. So the greens were done to perfection. They were just the right texture. They were still crunchy but cooked. The mushrooms were, I was blown away by the mushrooms because, again, like I said, a lot of Pakistani continental restaurants will give you dishes which with so-called mushrooms in them, but then they'll put tinned mushrooms in them, and these were very obviously fresh mushrooms, and they were done to perfection as well. And then the gravy that came with it, I was honestly so pleasantly surprised. It had so much flavor. There was none of that disgusting creamy nonsense, milk packed cream flavored. You know how a lot of continental restaurants will just put an instant chicken cube into cream and then pour that all over your pasta or your mushroom based dishes and call it a creamy mushroom sauce. That's not what this was. They had properly made it. I could tell that they made it using flour, and you could taste the mushrooms in it, and it was so buttery. So it was delicious. I would give this dish a 10 out of 10. That's very rare. I never go to a restaurant and say, oh, it was 10 out of 10. But this dish was. It was delicious. It was beautifully done. The chicken was tender. It wasn't dry. It was juicy, even though chicken breast can get super dry. This was not the case. Kudos to the chef and to whoever came up with this recipe. I loved it. As amazing as this dish was, the pasta, the creamy spaghetti, mushroom spaghetti, oh my god. Especially after having the escalope fungi, especially after having that, then to have that pasta, I was blown away, but not in a good way. In the very same menu that you are offering this amazing dish that has just completely blown my mind, you are also offering this really basic, creamy, literal cream, milk pack cream, or maybe it was all-purpose cream, I don't know. That dish had no business being on that menu. It's criminal. As somebody who eats out a lot, has eaten outside of Pakistan a lot, I feel like, you either are the sort of restaurant that claims to be authentic, or you're the fusiony restaurant. You can't be both in the same restaurant. You can't be like, okay, one dish we're going to offer which is super authentic, and then one dish you're going to offer which is going to be super Pakistani Italian. So you had Italian and you had Pakistani Italian in the same menu, in the same restaurant. So it was A, confusing, B, it wasn't even tasty. I'm obviously not Italian, nor am I an expert on Italian food. I've been to Italy, I've eaten Italian food in Italy, and I personally am a fan of the way the Italians do their food in Italy. I personally do not like the fusion Italian version, the American Italian, the Pakistani Italian. I'm sure every country has its own take on Italian food. I'm not sure if this literal cream-based pasta is served in Italy anywhere. I personally have not seen it, but like I said, I am no expert on Italian food. Maybe there's some parts of Italy that do put cream in their pastas. I feel like it dilutes the flavor of the pasta sauce itself. You can't really taste the olive oil or the garlic or whatever you've put into your pasta sauce. I feel like you can't taste it. The few pastas that I have had in Italy did not have cream in them, and I personally love it when they make the pasta creamy without the cream. That emulsion that you get once you mix your pasta water when it combines with the olive oil and the cheese, the fat basically in your sauce. That emulsification, when that happens, your pasta sauce automatically starts becoming creamy. It does give you that creamy texture without needing to put in actual literal cream into your pasta. That's what I was hoping for. That's what I was, assuming their pastas would be like. So just seeing lots of cream in it, it was quite disappointing. I was not expecting this from a restaurant that claims to be an Italian restaurant with a very high price point. Overall, I would give this place, my brother and I, because one dish was really bad and one dish was super nice, and service jo thi wo bahut buri thi. So overall, 5-6 out of 10. Even though my dish was a 9 out of 10, mere bhai ki dish was a 4 out of 10, and service was also a 4 out of 10. The average डाउन होके ना 5 to 6 out of 10 बनती है. So maybe consistency is something they need to work on. As soon as I left the place, I was putting up these stories about how, you know, this place is really nicely done, but, you know, I wish that these guys had gotten their pasta right, and, you know, vibes तो बड़ी Tuscany type है. It would have been nice अगर किसी Italian grandmother से वो pasta बनाना भी सीख लेते. As soon as I left, two friends of mine, not one but two friends of mine, commented on my stories. The owners of this place were actually half Italian, and and their grandmother was in fact Italian. So ये थोड़ा सा embarrassing था because I wasn't genuinely taking a dig at anybody's grandmother, but guys, I literally, I'm just speechless. You know how I just made this point abhi, like 40 minutes ago, कि please pasta तो किसी Italian grandmother से बनाना सीख लें. Two friends of mine, not one but two friends of mine, have messaged on my stories saying the owners are half Italian and their grandmother was in fact Italian. So I don't know, like मेरा दिल करे मैं किसी पहाड़ से कूद जाऊं इस वक्त. मेरी अम्मा बचपन से मुझे कहती आई है कि बेटा कम बोला करो, सोच समझ के बोला करो, बकवास मत किया करो. And I don't know how I find myself in such. I was not taking a dig at anybody's grandmother. I apologize. मैं किसी की नानी दादी को मैं कुछ नहीं कह रही थी. ये पास्ता बस मज़े का नहीं था. ये इटालियन स्टाइल ने काफ़ी पाकिस्तानी स्टाइल पास्ता बनाया हुआ था. तो आप इटली से आए अगर आप, तो प्लीज़ इटालियन स्टाइल पास्ता दे दें. दैट्स ऑल आई वांट टू से. This was my final meal in Lahore. I have been here since over a week now. I'm heading back in the afternoon today, inshallah. And if you've missed any of my Lahore videos, I've been to a lot of places in this trip. I've done desi places, I've done vilaiti food. I've had a great time in Lahore. Lahoris were super hospitable, super welcoming. All my friends here. मुझे बहुत मज़ा आया इस ट्रिप में. If you want to see what all I've been up to in the past week since I've been in Lahore, it's been over a week now, and what all I've eaten and what all I've been doing and where all I've gone, you can check out this video right here. It's from the day that I arrived in Lahore and what all I've been up to since then. Take care. Thank you so much for watching and do subscribe.